Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. 'Tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, for you guys in the viewerverse, I want to talk about dinosaurs. Yes, dinosaurs! Are they extinct? I mean, the consensus is that they are. You know, a lot of people say, yes, Steve, they're freaking dead. They're dead. But this video is more about, did they die off when we think they died off? Or were they around a little bit longer? You know, it's a little bit strange. So we're going to go over some evidences. So here we go, right behind me, right here. There is like a cave drawing of said creature. Now this was drawn by somebody that was human, you know, and they drew cave pictures of long-necked sauropod-like dinosaurs. And this hasn't just happened once. There's all sorts of cave drawings all the way around the world showing said long-necked creatures on cave drawings. Now, some of these have been proven to be fake. Others, not so much. Others have been carbon dated, and they can't overly be explained. I'm going to go over a few other evidences to show that perhaps dinosaurs cohabited this earth with humans. So here we go. Let's get into this, shall we, people? Right, so I've got some tabs along here. So these are anchor pots, and they were found in Peru. I'll hit play. I've muted it. I can talk over the top. Now, a lot of these inscriptions and engravings look very similar from rock to rock, and some people have come up with a theory that it's one or two people that have gone and engraved all of these. They seem to be more machine cut than actually hand chiseled in some cases, and they kind of feel that they could be fake. There might be a couple of real ones amongst them, but now that there's probably quite a lot of fakes there mixed into this collection, it casts doubt over the whole lot. I mean, I would say go over there and take a look at these things and see what you think yourselves. But yeah, there's some very odd stones there. If some of these are real, it'd be interesting to find out which ones. I mean, look at that. That is definitely a triceratops upon that rock, isn't it? So yes, here we go. The next segment is Cambodia, Angkor Wat, and there is a carving. There's a lot of carvings of different animals amongst mankind, like giraffes and things. But then there's this, which is clearly a freaking stegosaurus. You know, that looks like a stegosaur, doesn't it? I mean, that's pretty much bang on for a stegosaur. So, I mean, they carved other things like monkeys and rhinos and other bits and bobs, but that was definitely a stegosaur that's been carved there by humankind and human hand, a dinosaur. Okay, so next up are these sort of like little handmade sort of miniatures. Now, I'm not too sure where these heralded from, but there was a whole load of these unearthed. Ruder or something, I don't know. But there's all these dinosaur type looking creatures. Found in Mexico, it just said down there anyway. At El Toro Hill or something, back in 1944. But look, there's even people riding on the backs of dinosaurs there, which is pretty freaking insane. Again, a triceratops. Now it's interesting that the triceratops has been pictured here, because there has been a horn that's been unearthed of a triceratops recently that's been carbon dated to recent history. So this is the actual horn in question, and I believe it was found over in Dawson somewhere. Let me click this. Let's see if it takes us to the actual site. It was Dawson something. Well, my friend's surname is Dawson, so I always remember it was in Dawson County, Montana. There we go. And it was carbon dated to 33,500 years ago, not 65 million years ago, as thought that dinosaurs died out in. I mean, there's a chance that it could be a freaking rhino horn or something, or some other beastie horn, not a triceratops. But they found other remains of this triceratops. And it was also carbon dated to the same sort of period, or so I think. But yeah, this website pops up with all sorts of stuff, so I'm not going to stay on it just in case you get blasted by an advert. Okey-doke. Now, there's also been some paintings that have been unearthed or found that actually show some sort of like mass exodus of people. But amongst the people, when you zoom in close, It's got dinosaurs on it. No, I'm on it. I'm actually above it there. Look, you can see it just there. Let's hit visit. I think this is Reddit. It might take us to a Reddit post on this. In a 16th century painting called The Suicide of Sol, there are men riding atop of strange creatures with long, slender necks, which some claim to be dinosaurs. But considering artists at the time had to rely on descriptions from travellers to draw certain animals, I wouldn't be too sure. That's pretty darn freaking interesting, isn't it? Let's have a look at that image a little bit better, shall we? So let's jump over onto here. Boom. The Suicide of Sol. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty epic painting. Can I make this bigger on screen? And there's the dinosaurs right there. Can I view in on them? Come on. Is that as far as I can go? Can I use my control and scroll? Can we go over here? Control and scroll. Where are they gone? I've lost them. I've lost dinosaurs. There they are. That does look pretty convincing. However, at the same time, could they be camels? You know, camels have got fairly long necks and a hump on their back. They look far larger than camels, though, considering that these are horses. Yeah, interesting. Now, I've done loads of videos on like Nessie sightings and the existence of the Mekalian Mbembe, which is, in translation to Congo dialect, it's kind of like that, the one that stops the water or the flow of water or flow of rivers. And they believe it's a long-necked sauropod-like creature, a diplodocus out in the Congo. And there's a chap that goes out looking for these things called Bill Gibbon. And he's got his own YouTube channel, and I follow him quite closely. I'm subscribed and have been for a long time. He hasn't done a video for some time, though. But it's a very interesting case. The locals, the tribes there, claim that they've even killed one in the last 10 years, and they ate it. Shame they didn't keep the bones. Or any remains. You'd think they would keep a trophy of some kind, wouldn't you, considering it's such a ferocious beast. And I honestly don't understand why Bill Gibbons hasn't given them a load of... actually, he has given them a load of disposable cameras to take pictures of the thing the next time they see one. But he hasn't gone back out there yet as to pick up these things. But anyway, this is Crypto Hunt. This is Bill Gibbon. And this is his channel. I strongly suggest jumping over there and taking a look at it. I put a link inside of the video description so you can hit that one up. But yeah, Crypto Hunt, brilliant channel. So yeah, I do like all this strange and wonderful stuff when it comes to dinosaurs. I would love to have come across some sort of prehistoric beastie that was said to be extinct within inside of our lifetimes. I mean, technically we have, with the coelacanth, the prehistoric fossil fish that's been found, and also a living, remaining frilled shark, which was found, still alive. It's considered to be long extinct, but we found one of those swimming around willy-nilly. He wasn't alive for long, but we found one. I mean, I think if we are to find a creature of prehistoric nature, it's probably going to be either in the oceans or the depths of the seas or estuaries and lakes that we have, perhaps Loch Ness. I mean, the plesiosaur came quite late in the Jurassic period. Some even question that it's a dinosaur. And they say it's a little bit too late to be a dinosaur. So the chances of one of those to be still swimming our waters is probably more likely than seeing a sauropod or a diplodocus out in the Congo. But there we go, people. That's my thoughts and feelings. It's just if you go looking for this evidence yourself, you're going to come across a lot of creationists' websites and creationists' videos. Now, I'm not a creationist. Now, Ivy, my partner, she's a devout Christian, and she believes the Earth was created when the Bible states it was. So to have dinosaurs or anything predating that, she just doesn't either believe in them, or if she is to believe in them, she feels that they walked the Earth with mankind, just as the Bible states. I mean, there are two types of dragon noted inside of the Bible, so it's a bit of an oddity, really. When I was doing some research for this video, I did come across a strange news story. A lady who claimed she went to a nail bar, and in that nail bar there was an advert of China finding a new land with two types of dinosaur still alive upon it. Let me see if I can find the news story quickly. I'll do a bit of debunking, shall I? Okay, I'll just play the short, but there's a couple of shorts. You're going to find about several, but here we go. Here you go. Let's hit this up. It helps if I've got volume on, doesn't it? There you
Found
go.
dinosaurs.
I don't know how credible this
There we
source is. Did you guys hear that China found dinosaurs?
No.
Yeah.
What do you mean? They found dinosaurs.
I don't know how credible this source is.
What do you mean? Like they actually found
The story's
a
funny.
real dinosaur?
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
We'll go to the
Dinosaur.
dinosaur. That's actually a really good name
Dinosaur.
for a dinosaur store.
Yeah, there's this lady on TikTok. She was at a nail salon getting her nails done. She said all the nail techs or whatever were doing everyone's nails, and they had their TV on at the salon, and it was a Chinese news. They said something, and literally every person stopped that was doing the nails, and they all looked at the TV, and she's like, "What are they talking about?" So she flipped on her Google Translate. What it read from the news thing was that China has discovered new lands, uncharted lands that no one has ever stepped foot on. It has dinosaurs on it. And in fact, 2 species of dinosaurs we didn't even know about. She asked the lady who's doing her nails, she's like, "Is this what he said?" And she's like, "Yeah."
Gosh.
What?
And I'm like, how is this not news everywhere?
How is that not worldwide news? What's the time?
Okay, so she used Google Translate to translate what she was hearing on the TV. And I don't think Google Translate did it the best of justice, because around the same time, this was about 2 years ago, there was other news stories in and around China, like this one, that was actually broadcast on Good Morning America. So it was news everywhere at the time. Here we go. I'll play it for you.
Incredible discovery. 2 massive new dinosaur species have been uncovered, unlike any seen before. Trevor Ault joins us with that. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, Michael. Paleontologists in China uncovered the fossils from 3 different dinosaurs, and they now say that 2 of them have never been unearthed before. So take a look at this picture. This is what scientists believe these dinosaurs looked like some 120 million years ago, back in the early Cretaceous period. Those 2...
So, yeah, 2 new dinosaurs were found, not alive. They found their remains, bones, fossils, whatever. In China, though, and apparently the landmass that they found them on, it was discovered, it's part of China, but it is kind of, cut off a little. I wouldn't say it's its own land per se. It's not easy to get to. But anyway, they dug these creatures up, they found them there. 2 new species of dinosaur, not alive. So Google Translate, I think, let her down there, or let her down a garden path. So that's that one debunked, people. Or at least I think it is anyway. If you've got other reason to doubt that, and to think that, that maybe there are dinosaurs lurking about in swamps somewhere, like in the E3 trailer of No Man's Sky, that turned out to be bunk as well, didn't it? But anyway, people, out there in the viewerverse, until next time, salutamondo, goodbye, and goodbye again.